Hello everybody. Um, I had some paints left over the other day from a pour that I did, which came out nicely, but I thought my paints are a little thin. So I just got some mix, and I will tag Krista in the comments to this video so that if you want to get some mix, you can contact her and get some. This is miraculous stuff. It is really thick and really creamy, and it thickened my thin paints up in a most wonderful way. You probably can't see this, and I don't have a camera operator, so I can't really zoom in and show you, but this is the most miraculous, leftover, creamy, beautiful paint ever. For this pour, if I can recall correctly, I have a black thinner coat mixed up for my base coat. Couldn't really tell you what's in it. There is Artist Loft Fluid Black, but I am using some really old black that I have mixed up, so I can't really help you out there. This is Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt Blue. It is the most scrumptious color ever. I have Amsterdam Greenish Blue, another absolutely beautiful deep greenish blue. I have Amsterdam Onyx Black. I have Tebeo Ancient Gold. I think it's called something gold. It's really a pretty gold. Gives a nice gold color without a lot of cell action, which is fine for this painting. This is Artist Loft Fluid White, and what else is it? Deco Art Iridescent Pearl. And this is, I do believe, Amsterdam Light Aqua Green. Next time I'll be better prepared. Anyway, I have painted the sides and the border of my canvas black because I'm doing a black back coat and black bottom base coat, and I want to make sure that the corners and the sides don't peek through being white, because that sort of just ruins the look. So I'm going to pour this base coat. Keeping a little bit in my cup in case I need it for helping my paint move around a little bit. And I'm going to spread this out with this lovely little tool, which I did not clean very well last time. This is an omelet turner. I got it off of Amazon because I saw all of my favorite artists using it to spread their paint, and it really is a pretty nifty tool. Sometimes I like to tilt my base coats, but sometimes I just like to spread them without having to fiddle around forever. So get this nice and spread out. Now, sometimes I wear gloves and sometimes I don't. Can't say that I love them. but they do make your hands a lot easier to clean. Haven't quite decided if I'm going to put some on today. I think I probably will, because I need to spread this around and I just don't feel like it. I feel like washing and scrubbing, and your skin gets a little sensitive after a while. So these are just some cheap gloves that I picked up down in Tennessee while I was doing my little young friend's hair, who has hair down to her hiney, and she had had it bleached and all this stuff, and she's got naturally beautifully nice dark brunette hair, and she'd had it bleached and, you know, all kinds of crazy colors put in it, and she wanted it to be brunette again. So I went and bought hair color, and I went and bought gloves, and we stayed outside, and was it July? It was hot. Anyway, so I had all these gloves left over, so I thought, well, I'll just take them home and paint with them. They're not the best fitting gloves in the world, but they're okay. Alright, just make sure that paint is covering the sides well, and I'm almost out of paper towels, and that's not a good thing. I'm not. I have plenty, but I'm almost out of this roll. If you clean this up good now, it saves you a lot of heartache later. So we'll give it another wipe. It scrubs up pretty good. But it really is a nice tool, so if you're gonna paint, you might want to think about that. Alright. I am a messy painter, as you can see, which is evidenced by my lovely shirt. We're just going to tilt this around a little bit to even it out. I am a novice with filming myself. Probably shouldn't have that flash on, but it is, and now I'm all painty, so we'll see how this goes. Just trying to even out my surface a little bit, and having watched Mina Villegas, who is my queen and all of my life art goals, she always turns her canvas to face the camera so that you, the viewer, can kind of see what's going on, which is a whole lot of nothing right now, but you know, I gotta get used to do this a little at a time. So, alrighty, there we go. That's beautiful, and I am very painty. Alright, so that's done. That's good. I should have already layered my cup, I suppose, because now I don't have a cup. Alright, let me run get a cup, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so of course my calculator is on my phone, and I had all this figured out earlier, but this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. Let's see, 0, 12, 320, divided by 28. It's going to be close to 12 ounces that I need to cover this canvas. And the way that you figure that out is you take the width of your canvas, which is 16 for this one, 16 inches, times the length, which is 20 inches. Then you divide that by 28. I guess the way they figured that out is there are 28 grams of paint in an ounce, and that's why we divide by 28. Anyway, so that's somewhere around 11 point something ounces. We're gonna say 12. So for this cup, This is my base coat. I'm not using that paint because that paint is a lot thinner than the paint that I will use in my pour. I'm going to start with black. Now this is a 9-ounce cup. Remember I just said we needed like 12 ounces? But I would like to leave a little bit of negative space on here. I'm a big lover of the whole negative space phenomenon. We'll see how that works out. Alright, so black. Then I think we will do a hair smidge of gold. We're gonna layer this cup. We're not going to do a dirty cup, which is when we let all the paints mix together, which is always fun, but I am trying new things. So, this is the cobalt. Do a little layer of cobalt, which is one of my favorite colors. It's so pretty. And then we're gonna do a layer of this luscious green blue. It's so pretty. Look more. If a little's good, a lot's better, right? And then we're gonna hit it with some white. I left my white a little thick. We're gonna see. I made my white a little thick. I'm gonna see if I can get some nice lines. What do we want our lines to be up against? I think a little bit of black. Little black. Then I'm gonna go in with this light turquoise or light aqua or whatever this is. I have heard tell that this color takes over, so I want to use it a little bit sparingly. I'm going to go in with a little more of this white and iridescent pearl color. And then more of the green blue. So pretty, guys. And then the cobalt. And then the black, the right black, and I'm gonna top the whole shebang off with some more gold. It is really hot in here. It is really, really warm. That's the problem with being upstairs. All right, I do have the air conditioner on. It's not on low. I like to keep it on in here because it keeps the humidity down, which allows my paint to act like paint and not like rubber. Alrighty. I'm gonna give this one more little tilt-a-roo. I hate when people say stuff like that and look at me saying it. Tilt-a-roo. And there we go. Beautiful. Alright, now we're gonna start pouring this cup. I would like I was debating on whether to try a ring pour or a wandering ring pour, and I think I'm gonna wander. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna pour out of this side. Here we go. And see what we can come up with here. Here comes our white. I think I'm still gonna have too much paint. How do you like that? Well, I was never really good at math, so not shocking. And some gold and some greenish blue. There's the black at the bottom of the cup. The first paint you put in is the last paint to come out. Kind of an important thing to remember. I had a hard time with that for a really long time. Whoopsie. There we go, making a mess. Yeah, not too bad for a dismount. Oh, and my paint's going over the edge. Of course it is. Yeah, let's fix up this little bubble here. We'll just go doop-de-doop-de. Make us a little spirally dude. Alrighty. Pardon me, I am sweaty and my nose is trying to run. Now we're going to torch. Need to bust up these air bubbles. Get out the rest of the torch. Torch our base coat as well. Remove air bubbles in there. I like this end quite a bit. This end has a lot of that initial gold blob from the top. So I think that will be the edge we take off first. Oof. Alrighty. So I don't want it to rush. I don't want to rush it. I want to spread it out a little bit. So this is what Mina calls walking your paint down your canvas. A little bit down and a little bit over, and a little bit down and a little bit over. I want to go over that corner until we get to that right there. Okay. This is looking kind of cool. Turn this around and go back to the middle first. Paint back, the weight of the paint back to the middle. And this will open up this end a little bit. And I want you to go over that corner. Nice. And that side a little. Get it down to that corner. Good. Handling these wet canvases makes me so nervous, y'all. I've been known to stick body parts in there and flip them upside down and just all kinds of things that are not conducive to a pretty finished product. I'm going to take it down just a little bit. I like the negative space, but I don't like straight lines. And I don't like leaving too much paint on the canvas. We may not end up with a whole lot of negative space because I am trying to, let's take a little bit more of that end. Actually, I kind of like that bright gold better now than I like that end. So let's see if we can't stretch that out That cobalt blue is making such a nice shadow. Okay. I really like that cobalt blue. It's so pretty. Let's take that back to the middle. Paint's moving a little slower now. That's good. Means that we are getting it stretched out. Let's move it down just a little way. Walking the dog right off the edge of the earth. There we go. See if we can't leave a little bit of that black. I feel like I'm going to pop the pins out of this and put some push pins in the back to keep it up off of the table so it doesn't sit in its own puddles of paint. Run this back down a little bit. Open it a little bit. So you can see. That looks, yeah, see? See y'all? I really like that corner far better than I like this one. So, I'm going to turn it around here and see if we can't move this back down a little bit and get rid of some more of that corner. It's not moving much. A little bit. These push pins went in really hard, so I'm hoping that they'll hold up to my pulling on them. I really like this corner. Clearly, huh? Does it show that I like it? Alrighty. Let's see what we have now. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about it. Let's see. We need a little more black right down here. See that. Dab that on there. And how are we standing here? Good. Alrighty. Hey, that corner. I don't know. What a mess. I am a messy painter. I am a really messy painter. Let's turn this around and see what we can do with this. I don't know. Paint's pretty much stopped moving. I really kind of like it though. It's kind of cool. I am not nuts about this corner, you guys. I'm just not. I wonder how much of a mess I would make if I just scrape it off. Ooh, do I really want to? Yes, I do. Okay. Remember earlier when I said you saved some of this base coat for a reason? This would be one of the reasons. Okay, just cover that back up. I was watching Mia Villegas one evening, and she had done something kind of like what I just did there. And pretty sure she didn't dribble a big dribble of black in the middle, but she said, when things like this happen, don't freak out, just fix it. Okay. So that's what we try to do. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it maybe doesn't. But we're going to see if we can't make it work out. I don't have any more paper towels, you guys. This is terrible. No, it's not. It's not as terrible as all that. Alright, let's get a new one. I'm sweating this left pig. I'm sweating like I just got off that stationary bike at the gym that tries to kill me 4 or 5 times a week. Alrighty. There we go. Now, let's think for a second. Let's take this cup that we just poured a while ago, so it's still got some paint in it, and put in just a hair of black and a hair of greenish blue. So pretty. A little white. Now, if you recall, I did not put a lot of aqua in that first cup, and look how much aqua is on that canvas. That's nuts, man. Alright. Now, I'm just gonna now we're gonna see what happens. I am going to pour a little green pour. Green pour. Back the other way a little bit. Keep my other finger up here ready for the dismount. Close. I gotta quit slinging that last little bit. Slinging ain't where it's at, y'all. Alright, let us do this again. Reload. See if I can get the gloves on my sweaty paws. Might not be able to. Oh, forget it. Just wing it. Let's wipe this off first. clean up after my mess. At least a little bit. Good grief. Alright, we'll wash that in a minute. Now, I have this little bitty ring board down here. I need to turn this around. Now this way Kelly gets all painty. It's okay. I've been painty before and I've always washed up fine. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's see. Stretch it out. Stretch it down. Look at that. Look at it go. Look at it go side to side in a perfect little puddle. Back it goes. Well, I have a little bit of black around this, which suits me fine. See if we can get rid of that black glob of blood dribbled on there a while ago. The things that you do, dribbling paint all over the place. I just don't know. Good. Back down this way. This is so interesting the way the paint works. If the paint gods are with you, you're in good shape. If the paint gods aren't with you, well, there you go. So, we have this really odd, it's kind of cool. Stop dipping your hand in that, Kelly. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And we'll see if that weight will pull that middle down any. And over. I don't know, you guys. Might have been better before. I always wonder, you know? What should I do? Should I leave it? Should I change it? Sometimes the decisions are good and sometimes not so good. What happens with this one remains to be seen. Our paint has really slowed down a lot. That's okay. I kind of like that little separate pour in the corner. I think it's cool. Looks like a neighboring nebula or something. Because our paint has stopped moving, I think I'm going to stop moving it. I don't have any wet wipes up here. Boy, I'll tell you what, I've just run out of everything. Alright, so let's torch this again. I will sell that later. It is interesting, you guys. It is interesting. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I can't see it really from your vantage point. Now I'm all wiped off. I don't even want to stick my hands back in it. So, at this point, Yeah, to take care of these edges. Now, last week I did this really interesting, cool painting, and I really liked it, which is a little unusual, but I thought it was just a really neat looking painting, and I did not take enough care of my edges. This that I'm doing right now, and what happens is the paint runs over the edges, and the weight of that paint pulls the other paint with it. Now, I know this. I've been doing this long enough to know that, long enough to know a couple of things, and I just got comfortable, I guess. I don't know. And didn't babysit those edges enough. So I ended up with a wreck of a painting. And it made me really sad. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I didn't throw it out, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll think of something interesting to do with it as a background or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now I'm going to turn this light on, which gives me, aha, now I can see. I'm going to go get my tweezers, because where are my tweezers? They're there. I saw something in here. There we go. I think I got it. This light helps me. Oh, I just sweat dropped in my painting. Damn it. All right. Sweat drop in my painting. Does it look like a cell? Crap! All right. Let's see if we can run that off of there. See it? Right there? Yeah. Acrylic paint. Big drop of watery sweat. Bad mix. There it goes. Of course, it's going to take a bunch of what I like with it, but given that it really couldn't pass itself off as a pretty cell, let's flip this back up for a sec. We can stretch it a little bit. That'll be okay. Okay. Oh, well, look. It's bringing out more gold in that corner. That's kind of cool. I know I'm supposed to be showing you what I'm doing, not just doing it, but that was an emergency. Alright, I'm going to run my finger around here. God, there's a lot of paint under there. Look. Thank goodness it's acrylics. It just washes off pretty well. I'll look like I've been fighting in a mud pit for a day or two, but that's alright. So, crisis mostly averted. I am going to take this base coat and I'm going to dribble a little just over the corners, because although I did paint it, sometimes corners just don't, sometimes they're not your friend. When you start dribbling paint around is when you got to start watching what you're doing so carefully, because if you drag something over the top of your canvas, it's not good. Alright, I see another little, I don't know what that is, dog hair maybe? Gee, that'd be shocking. My house, dog hair. Oh. Give a little perspective here. I'm a little blowy thing. just got it. Haven't even used it yet, but I just made a little hole with the bear, digging out that dog hair. So, you know, nothing like trying out something new. This came from paintpourstore.com. Paintpourstore.com. Several people are making them, and they 3D print the ends, and that's pretty cool because I can't do it. I don't have 3D print. Okay, that helped to even out those little divots. Divotses. There we go. Alright. So, as the Massey boys say, so ladles and jelly spoons, that, I do believe, is the conclusion of today's pour. Interesting. Looks like a squished galaxy on top of another galaxy. I love this though. This is so pretty. So, we got some cells coming up over here. The little cells coming up through there. Nice. Overall, I am pleased. So, thanks for joining me. Have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. And hopefully, I will get better at this filming thing soon.